Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. My name is TBR Schmidt. This is my wife Samantha.
Hello.
And today we are watching The Hunt for Red October. What do you know about this?
This is a war film.
Yep.
It was in our war Patreon poll and won. That's all I know.
I really don't know anything else either. I don't know what war it is. I do know Sean Connery is in this. That's about all we got. Yeah, I'm not really even quite sure if this is going to be like a very action-heavy war movie or if it's going to be a little bit slower paced. I'm not quite sure. It did win our war Patreon poll, so we want to thank all our patrons for voting on this. So we've seen a handful of war films and the Band of Brothers series so far on the channel, so everything has been great so far. We're really excited to keep it going with these types of movies, so we want to thank everyone for all of the support. If you would like to see the full-length reaction to this, as well as everything else that we've reacted to, the link to our Patreon is in the description. And with that, let's get into the movie. Okay.
Interesting.
Yeah, so starting right off with some conspiracy type stuff. Oh, Sam Neill too? So we got Sean Connery and Sam Neill in charge of a Soviet submarine.
Mm-hmm.
And Alec Baldwin, wow.
Yeah.
Tim Curry, what the heck is this cast? James Earl Jones, jeez, everyone we've seen on the channel so far.
I can never sleep on a plane. Solar radiation heats the Earth's crust. Warm air rises, cool air descends, turbulence. I don't like that.
And he hates turbulence.
Captain's name is Ramius. He's taken out the lead boat in each new subclass for the last 10 years. The Russians call him Vilnius Nastavnik.
He's got a good reputation.
Margie, have a car for Dr. Ryan downstairs in 10 minutes.
They're not messing around.
Captain Eye, what do you got, Jonesy?
Distant contact, probably submerged.
Gotta be so terrifying.
The ocean is terrifying alone.
And then you're in a metal tube.
Yeah. In potentially a war zone.
Botrosvuyushi, ikranyashi adjezdu svаю. And the seventh angel poured forth his bowl into the air. It is done.
That's cool how they zoomed into the mouth to transition to speaking to English, I assume, for the rest of the movie.
How many agents did the KGB put aboard my boat?
Your boat, Captain.
Yes.
If the KGB or the GRU has agents aboard, I will be the last to know.
So much secrecy.
There's little room in Tupolev's heart for anyone but Tupolev.
It's interesting that they didn't even know what their orders were until they're already out there.
Would you permit me to post our orders and inform the crew of our mission?
Holy crap.
Where I am going.
Wow. It looked like he slipped.
Yeah, slipped and broke his neck. And he's got his own little orders.
Report to my cabin immediately. There's been a dreadful accident.
Wow. There's just so much like secrecy between them.
The DSRV. Rescue sub.
We're rigging it with a generic docking collar so it'll mate with British, German, and get it anywhere in the world in 24 hours.
Wow.
Yeah. It's really impressive.
This could be a caterpillar.
It's like a jet engine for the water.
Only it's got no moving parts, so it's very, very quiet. It's doubtful our sonar even pick it up.
Whoa. So it's essentially got silent jet engines on it.
Yeah.
That's insane.
You're blaming yourself, Captain. It was an accident. We cannot go on without a political officer.
We do not cancel operations because of accidents. I'm removing the political officer's missile key, and I'm keeping it myself.
The reason for having two missile keys is so that no one man...
Thank you, that'll be all, Doctor.
Asking a lot of questions. The last guy got his neck broken.
I will try to forget your comments when I present my report.
Wow.
I'd say we got a new boat, sir.
How many typhoons we got in the computer?
6, sir.
Call this guy Typhoon 7, start a type on him.
Only hears,
Not if we stay in his baffles, Seaman Beaumont. Come in behind his propeller and he's deaf as a post.
So they're already on the trail of this new Typhoon.
But what is his plan?
He's got a lot of power now with the 2 keys and no political oversight.
The order is engage the silent drive.
Engage Caterpillar and secure main engines.
Caterpillar engaging, Captain.
They can't go into their propellers to hide because there is no propellers.
New course 250.
Yes, new course 250.
Oh, they were close. That's a lot closer than I thought.
You might see it in action then.
Yeah.
Is the American turning to follow us? He can't hear us.
Singing?
Yeah, can they hear them singing? They're being too loud?
Let them sing.
Not concerned.
No.
Just like they're all like,
Yeah, they're all at an angle.
whoa.
Running diagnostics now, Captain.
Just disappeared.
Sonar is working, Captain. The Russian disappeared. And for a second, I thought I heard singing, sir.
That's crazy that they have like just like a silent submarine.
Why? Be so jumpy.
Where are we going anyway?
Briefing for Jeffrey Pelt.
Who's giving the briefing?
You are.
Kind of sprung that on him.
We believe that these doors here on the bow enclose a unique propulsion system that would enable the sub to run virtually silent. Would render the Red October undetectable to our SOSUS warning nets in the Atlantic. There are now some 58 nuclear submarines headed at high speed into the Atlantic.
58?
Before sailing, Captain Ramius sent a letter to Admiral Yuri Padoran.
Padoran's her uncle.
No. And within minutes of that meeting, the Soviet fleet sailed with orders and sinker.
Whoa. So literally everyone's hunting for Red October.
Yeah.
The Americans and the Soviet themselves.
For a ship that's nearly impossible to detect.
Yeah, and he's got both keys to send off any missiles he wants.
Today is the 23rd, isn't it?
Yeah.
You son of a bitch!
What is it? I'm curious.
Ramius might be trying to defect. And today is the first anniversary of his wife's death.
Oh, come on.
He's nearly a legend in the submarine community. Have you ever met Captain Ramius, General?
Calm down.
I said, speak your mind, Jack, the Jesus.
Well, first we would need to contact the commanders in the Atlantic directly. Second, we need to figure out what can we do to help them. And third, somebody's got to go out there and make contact with Ramius and find out what his intentions really are.
When do you leave?
You just signed up for the job.
I can't ask any of these characters to go, whereas you
are expendable.
Yes.
I'll give you 3 days to prove your theory correct. We'll have to hunt down Ramius and destroy him.
What a crazy twist.
Yeah.
Everyone's after him, and for a second you think it's because he's crazy, but he just doesn't want to be in the Soviet Union anymore.
These orders are 7 bloody hours old.
Inquire with the engineer about the possibility of going to 105% of the reactor.
The entire fleet is after him.
Go to 105 on the reactor.
What is it? Where are we going?
We're going to kill Ramius.
Okay, he's not very happy. I thought he was going to help.
You just realized what was going on.
So then we went on to the Bolshoi ballet.
Definitely seems like Ramius and Sam Neill's character are at least on the same page.
Perhaps you could bring the preceding set as well. Thank you, Doctor.
It's on the outs.
Yeah. So all of these people are on the same page.
I announced their intention to defect. When he reached the New World, Cortez burned his ships. As a result, his men were well motivated.
Padoran will send the entire fleet.
We each have our reasons, Victor. You're afraid of our fleet. Personally, I give us 1 chance in 3.
Those are not great odds.
And more tea, anyway.
You heard the captain dismissed.
I like that little story of like, you know, burning the ships and stuff. Like the ultimate motivation is like, I already told everyone what we're doing, so we better get this done or we're dead.
Yeah, there's no options.
No.
Moscow is not the worry, nor the whole Soviet Navy. I have the advantage.
He trained all of them.
True.
The worry is the Americans.
And it wasn't that lightweight stuff either.
Oh man, I just remember that he hates turbulence.
You may think I'm crazy, but I'll bet that magma displacement was actually some new Russian sub.
You come up with this on your own.
I hope they don't unintentionally screw anything up.
If I can get you close enough, can you track this sucker?
Now that I know what to listen for, I'll bag him.
So much for being a silent sub.
Middle of the North Atlantic with 1 million tons of Soviet warships bearing down on us, they get a bit more complex.
Smoke, we're not at war, sir.
They'll go back and report we don't have it to their bosses.
I think I see your point.
It's getting a lot more complicated.
Mm-hmm. Just thinking the same.
Things liable to get a little dicey around here.
There's so many moving parts and so many players.
Russians gonna find that sub before we get near it anyway.
Oh man. But even like they said, even once they get it, like,
Yeah, what do you do with it?
what do you do?
What do you do with the people? What do you do with it?
Passing the twins now, Captain.
Very good.
You may commence your run now.
Aye, sir. First leg on my mark.
I just can't imagine navigating a submarine.
A lot of really talented characters.
Yeah.
Captain, we are approaching the first turn.
Increase speed to 26 knots.
Oh, he wants to go way faster.
Very good. Maintain course and speed.
Too fast. And this thing handles like a pig.
What's your bearing, Mr. Stark?
It's pushing it.
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh, everything looked so good.
Captain, we will have to stop until we can make repairs to the Caterpillar unit.
Make revolutions for 20 knots and engage the propellers.
They can't stop.
Well, everybody else's job just got a little easier.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be a lot easier to track.
Mm-hmm.
We have lost one of our submarines.
Lost it? You're telling me that this is a massive rescue operation?
That is correct.
Well, kind of. They want to rescue that sub back, but not the people.
Perhaps a joint rescue mission?
I'll pass your offer on. But at this time, I think we're doing everything that can be done.
Yeah, they don't want any help from the Americans.
Water entry of small objects.
Uh-oh.
Countermeasures. Prepare to launch a full spread.
Aye, sir.
I don't even know what countermeasures from a sub to an aircraft are.
Request permission to launch the weapon. Torpedo is active.
That noise is probably one of the scariest noises.
We have no room to maneuver in this canyons, Captain. If the countermeasure doesn't work...
Shut up!
I think they're all aware of what happens if it doesn't work.
Right.
Torpedo has reacquired.
Oh no.
Torpedo has reacquired and is homing.
Torpedo impact now, 40 seconds. 35 seconds.
Oh man, they gotta reach this turn.
The turn, Captain.
Not yet.
Oh, he's gonna push it.
Torpedo impact now, 15 seconds.
Right full rudder. Reverse starboard engine.
Right full rudder. 10, 9, 8.
Oh my god, there's so many alarms going off.
Captain, they're really shooting at us. Why?
If they were really shooting at us, we'd be dead by now.
I forgot the rest of the crew doesn't really know. They think it's just training.
I think they're gonna need to let them know now.
I found out what happened to the Caterpillar. The buffer circuit has been thrown out.
What are you saying?
Someone sabotaged.
Captain, we have a saboteur on board.
Tim Curry? Like he's the only one that kind of knows what's going on that doesn't agree.
Yeah, he definitely is a suspect, but I'm wondering, like, someone whoever did that to the Caterpillar had to really know what was going on.
We don't have to figure out how to get the crew off the sub. All we have to do is figure out what he's gonna do.
I don't think he has a plan with the crew.
I have no idea.
I know how he's gonna get the crew off the sub, Admiral.
Not now, Jack.
Yankee 1 Starbase?
The beginning, like, intro, didn't it say that it was, like, radiation or something?
Think so.
Well, they're moving at close to 30 knots. At that speed, they could run over my daughter's stereo and not hear it.
They're not trying to find Ramius, they're trying to drive him. The hounds to the hunters.
He's gonna die within sight of it.
Jeez.
Admiral, is there a way you could get me on board the Dallas?
The only way to get you on the Dallas is to fly you out there. Chopper.
It's gotta do it.
Yeah.
If you have to dip, don't think about anything but the survival gear. You'll have about 4 minutes.
Jeez. I mean, I'm glad he realized that the Dallas submarine
Is tracking it.
Yeah, because I was afraid that they weren't having communication with them and that they would do something to kind of mess things up. And now it looks like they'll probably be the saviors.
You know, I seen me a mermaid once, but I ain't never seen no phantom Russian submarine.
Not in the mood for jokes.
They need that communication to come in that he's coming.
Yeah.
You know, we could make the Labrador coast in 16 hours.
Oh, it's Massachusetts or Maine.
They're dropping them all off.
Console, not crazy, Ivan.
All stop, quick, quiet.
Oh, they are right behind them.
Russian captains sometimes turn suddenly to see if anyone's behind them. Only thing you can do is go dead, shut everything down. We're too close, we'll drift right to the back of them.
Oh my, they're gonna accidentally rear end him.
Let's see if you can hear us.
My wife died while I was at sea, you know.
Wow.
Post guards in the engineering spaces.
It's crazy that they have a saboteur on their sub as well.
We'll give them another 30 seconds, then secure from silent running.
Here's what we got on the ELF.
Finally get the message?
So,
You're not going to believe this.
I think they did.
Yeah. The person you're following is trying to defect.
How are they going to get to the surface right behind them?
They're going to have to probably stop tracking them for enough time to surface.
You got 10 minutes worth of fuel. We stay here 10 more minutes.
All right, Jack.
Wherever this guy is, he's in for one hell of a ride.
Okay, Commander, go ahead and sit down.
Don't take chances getting grounded. Keep that rod in front of you.
Does he have to grab him?
Yeah. This is wild.
So what, they said he could survive 4 minutes in the water?
Yeah. Hopefully he doesn't touch the water.
Oh my god, look how little they are. I didn't even realize.
And there's lightning. He's swinging.
Where is he? I can't see him.
Come on, just grab him.
Jet. This is never gonna work. Okay, Tony, reel him back in.
Oh, he needs to get on. Just go in the water. Oh, wow. That was a ballsy decision. He just cut himself down.
I mean, they were gonna take him back.
No, he had to, yeah.
I'll be in the escape trunk.
Yeah, did they knock this guy out?
Yeah, I think he just got hit pretty hard. They got him.
How do you do, Captain?
Not impressed.
The initial reports that one of our submarines was missing were not completely accurate. Just before he sailed, he posted a letter in which he announced his intention to fire his missiles on the United States.
No.
He and a good portion of his crew are attempting to defect.
You say the boat's called the Red October. That's right. Skipper's Ramius.
Right.
It seems the circumstances have changed somewhat, Mr. Ryan.
What the hell did they just...
I think it's...
Command Authority informed Soviet Typhoon-class submarine Red October it threatens independent missile launch.
Oh,
Yeah.
Where'd that order come from?
They believed him.
Yeah, but that was the guy who also believed in Jack. He was the one who sent Jack.
I don't think it was up to him, though.
Captain, I have to talk to you.
No. Full dive on stern. 20-degree down.
20-degree down, eh?
700.
They're dropping quick.
You got him yet, Jonesy?
Yes, sir. Contact Typhoon 7 on bearing 250, right where he's supposed to be.
It's impressive that they were able to get Jack and Stay tracking the Red October.
Please listen to me. 2 minutes, that's all.
Plot. Time to intercept this track.
4 minutes, Captain.
You got time.
The Russians will stop at nothing to prevent Ramius from defecting. They've invented this story that he's crazy.
Has he made any crazy Ivans?
Because he always goes to starboard in the bottom half of the hour.
Come on.
I'm telling you, he wants to defect.
Console, crazy Ivan.
He pulled a crazy Ivan.
Give the man a chance.
There you go, Jack.
I said all back full.
Back full, aye, sir. It's back full. Captain, we're cavitating. He can hear us.
Now, if that bastard so much as twitches, I'm gonna blow him right to Mars.
Here's your chance.
Flood tubes 3 and 4 and plot a solution.
Captain, shall I open outer doors?
No.
Hull popping. Target's coming shallow.
What's that mean? He knows we're here, we're ready to shoot. He's not going to provoke us. He wants to go up and take a peek. We'll play along.
U.S. told you intend a missile launch. Break. If intention is other, will you discuss option? Break. Can he acknowledge with a single ping?
Question is, will he?
No way, this is so cool.
Verify our range to target. 1 ping only.
If defection.
This is a long message.
You out of your mind?
A little bit.
Yeah, he is.
You know he was going to go to starboard.
I didn't. I had a 50-50 chance.
No way.
We must give this American a wide berth. Let us turn south.
I'm just so glad that they're at least talking with each other now.
Was it him?
No, I don't know. He was the one who found the problem in the first place.
Well, he needed to give him something. But it took him a long time to find it.
That's true. I mean, it's got to be someone.
And he knows.
He knows the
caterpillar.
Yeah. Sabotaged again.
Captain, radiation alarms activating in all compartments. Engineering is heavily contaminated and radiation is moving forward.
Oh, man.
Every surface of the ship is contaminated. Simply changing the air won't do. We've got to get the men off.
That's what they need.
Very well. Surface will evacuate the men to the deck. Break out the rafts.
I still don't know if this is what he wants to happen or not.
That's what I was thinking.
Because he needed an excuse to get the crew out of the sub.
That has to be terrifying.
Yeah.
Make sure the count is accurate, Doctor. We must get the entire crew out.
I think it is. I think it's part of his plan.
He did kind of give a look to the engineer guy.
You will go with the crew. The officers and I will submerge beneath you and scuttle the ship.
This has to be their plan. He gets all the crew out successfully, and him and all the officers get to stay in the sub. He's heroically going down with the sub.
Seahawk 1, release on my command. Now.
Ooh.
300 yards.
Oh.
No. Understand, Commander. I was never here.
That was so cool.
I was like, they're not talking at all?
No.
Dallas and the ship, but...
And they have the cool new, like, mini sub.
Oh, yeah.
We're off. Thrusting port.
This is awesome. Now they can just go into the other sub without even having to surface.
400.
Guess can't be too safe.
Mr. Ryan,
He's defecting.
you willing to bet your life on that?
I mean, we still don't know who the saboteur is. They might need those guns.
Or if, like, there's real radiation, or if that was a ploy.
I think it was a ploy, like you originally said. Who's gonna speak first?
One way to break the ice.
Yeah.
Позеленели чудак.
You sent the signal.
That's correct, sir.
Then how did you know our reactor accident was false?
Well, that was a guess, but it seemed logical.
Guessed a lot of things.
Yeah.
Torpedo! The Americans are shooting at us again.
The torpedo's Russian.
What do you mean another torpedo? Where the hell did it come from?
Oh, shit. I was just about to say everything was going so smooth.
Forgot there was a whole fleet of Russian submarines.
Hey, I think somebody just shot a torpedo at us.
Oh, shit, fuck, we get the hell out of here!
Just go, man.
Done by you. Capitan Bayou! Capitan Bayou!
Hey, Captain.
Sit here.
I'm not a naval officer. I'm with the CIA.
Oh, whatever. Sit down. Do exactly what I tell you.
DSRV's away.
They have no crew.
Well, they got a combined American and Russian crew now.
Clear right to this reach 315.
No, that's wrong. Ryan, don't turn that goddamn wheel.
Who are you gonna listen to?
You're heading straight into that torpedo.
Yes.
Can we shoot back? They didn't shoot at us. I can't attack a Soviet submarine without authorization.
Oh man. You got Russians fighting Russians and you can't do anything about it.
Torpedo impact. Now.
I'll be damned. By turning into this torpedo, the captain closed the distance before it could arm itself.
Whoa. What a tactical move. Oh my god.
Ref, right.
Oh no! Oh,
He took a bullet for him.
fucking saboteur.
Captain, wait. You may need this, sir. Don't just stand there, Ryan. Go with him. You speak English?
He's the new captain now.
We must get him before he gets to the ignition circuits.
Oh, did he get shot too?
Be careful what you shoot at. Most things in here don't react too well to bullets.
I still don't know who the saboteur is.
I don't recognize him.
Yeah, they've covered his face with the gun every time. Oh, great. Are you kidding me? This is what it looks like down here?
Be careful what I shoot at.
I mean, that guy doesn't care about blowing up
No.
anything.
He does not mind.
Ryan, some things in here don't react well to bullets.
Oh no.
Another torpedo, Captain. It went active the moment it was launched.
The hell is this?
It's searching for another target now.
Jeez, who's the other target? I was crazy that that Dallas sub just came in and swooped the torpedo.
Goddamn cook.
What? Yeah, no choice.
The hard part about playing chicken is knowing when to flinch.
Oh. They're heading straight towards each other with the torpedo right behind him.
This one's gonna be close.
No way. Use the own torpedo against them.
The depth of the water and the fact that the wreckage is spread out over such a wide area. Be some time before anything is recovered. Your people are interviewing the crew now and making arrangements for their return.
Did it.
That worked perfectly.
Perhaps in the future the technology will be available for a more thorough investigation.
Perhaps.
Don't count on it.
One of our submarines, an Alpha. We've not heard from her for some time.
You've lost another submarine?
Just put it on them. Man, that was so intense. 2 captains and 2 awesome, like, tactics. He's asleep.
And he got Baby Bear.
That was excellent.
Yeah.
All right, that was The Hunt for Red October. What'd you think?
That was incredible.
That was really good.
It was super clever. Probably borderline not a war movie.
Yeah, I mean, it's based in the Cold War, and, you know, there's war elements and stuff, but I think the general idea is like a war movie is like, you know, a lot of action or fighting and stuff like this. This, for the most part, was very suspenseful. It was a thriller. There was a lot of kind of intrigue of what was going on, but it did have a lot of, you know, action elements and war elements towards the end of the film.
Absolutely, yeah. And I mean, really, any failure would have started a war.
Yeah.
So it is a war movie, but very different from anything that we've watched so far.
Yeah, that's a good point. Very different than anything we've seen so far, but
Yeah.
it was excellent.
That was so good. There was a lot of big names in this,
Yeah.
which I was surprised because I had never heard of this movie prior to us watching it, and like the plot was fantastic. There was a lot of different twists and turns. There was a lot of things that you were having to worry about throughout. Like, there wasn't just, you know, okay, we have Russian subs that are also trying to take down the Red October, but then it's like there was the saboteur, and then there was you know, the US ship, which initially didn't know, or maybe they did, or, you know, there was just a bunch of people not knowing what was going on, and then the orders that were given from the White House to also shoot it down. Like, there was just so much going on, and it was thrilling for sure. It was super suspenseful.
Yeah, it definitely kept us on the edge of our seat the entire movie. I mean, you touched on a lot of points, but at no point did you really feel like you 100% understood what was going to happen next.
Right.
It just did such a good job of kind of keeping the mystery, but, you know, pulling you along the entire time. Even all the way up until the very end, I was like, man, they pulled this off successfully. Like, they faked the torpedo explosion. They got the crew. The crew is like actually thinking that, like, oh, our glorious captain is fighting and doing so amazing. And it was just like everything was working perfectly. And then bang, here comes the Russian ship.
Yeah.
And I really liked how it ended up with the two crews working together. The Russian crew and the American crew worked together to fix everything.
Right.
And you had a brilliant tactics from Sean Connery's character. And then you had brilliant tactics from the American captain. It just tied up so perfectly.
Yeah.
But it was just so suspenseful the entire time.
Yeah. And you really think about it, this is exactly what they wanted to happen. Like, they were able to get to America. They were able to, quote unquote, get rid of the Red October.
Yeah.
So that it could be used for, like, the Russians think that it's gone. The Americans can use it. So it all went according to plan, but to get there was just so many twists and turns.
It's so much just like incredible effort from Jack Ryan, which I didn't really realize that. I know Tom Clancy and I know the Jack Ryan character. There's even a TV series about the Jack Ryan character, but I didn't really put it together that this is Jack Ryan as well. So I think he has a series of stories or missions and stuff, and that he kind of goes on. But I mean, he put in so much effort to make sure that this went well. And the fact that there was a couple of things that he just like guessed on.
Yeah.
Like, he was just like, I have a 50-50 chance he's either going left or right, and I picked one of them.
Well, yeah, and because he was so confident that he knew exactly what was happening, what they were trying to do, that it's like, well, whatever I need to do to get this captain of the USS Dallas to believe me,
right,
we're gonna have to do it.
Yeah.
And thankfully it worked out in his favor, but I mean, he knew.
I mean, he knew when no one else really did, and when a lot of people didn't necessarily believe him, but he did have, you know, people supporting him, like James Earl Jones' character supporting him from the beginning. And I don't remember the character's name, but you know, the person who was briefing the president, who was talking with the Russian ambassador, he knew as well too. You know, if it wasn't for some very high level people at least trusting Jack Ryan's hunch, then you know, he wouldn't have had the, you know, the free permission to kind of be as aggressive as he was.
Right.
But because of that, he pulled it off. And I mean, like you said, literally perfect. Like, the fact that even in the beginning it was like, okay, well, maybe we can send a few people to look at the ship, at the sub, for a little bit before we have to like sink it or something. And they're like, well, that's useless to us. Like, we're not going to be able to figure that out.
Right.
So the fact that they were able to keep the Red October and now it's in control of the U.S. military. But also too, the, you know, sound engineer or whatever you would call it of the USS Dallas, he pretty quickly figured out how to track this so-called silent sub.
No, he was my favorite character.
Yeah, he was super clutch.
Yeah, he was fantastic at his job. He wasn't wavering no matter how much he was being, like, you know, kind of made fun of, I guess.
Yeah.
When they were talking to him about, oh, okay, yeah, sure, this is a Russian ship.
Right.
But I mean, he didn't waver. He knew exactly what he was hearing, and he was great at his job. And I mean, he came in clutch. So
many clutch performances by so many of the people. But for me, it was so interesting to see the like the chess match of submarine warfare.
Yeah.
It was just insane. I don't know much about submarines at all, but just the amount of effort it takes from a crew to navigate and move these submarines and fight each other, and just everything that on that aspect of the movie was so interesting to me.
Yeah. No, and absolutely, just even watching them navigate through like all the crevices.
Yeah,
underwater.
like the underwater like trenches or whatever.
Yeah, that was so interesting because the ocean is terrifying.
Yeah.
Like there's so many things, like there's just so much unknown to the ocean.
Yeah, we practically know nothing about the ocean still.
Yeah. So for them to just be like in these tiny little canyons underwater and you're in this massive submarine. That was stressful to watch, but it was really interesting.
And I feel like there's almost no room for error for like a submarine.
Really isn't.
Like if you're in a boat or something, at least maybe you have some opportunity to quickly put out the rafts or something like that, or jump ship or something like that.
Yeah.
If something goes wrong in a submarine and you're thousands of meters down or feet or whatever, like you're done. Like that's it.
Yeah.
So it's so terrifying to think about, and it requires such precise navigation, and it was really, really neat to kind of see that play out in multiple instances in this movie.
Yeah. One of my favorite parts was when James Earl Jones has his finger over the trigger, I guess, or button, detonator button, and we didn't know that it was him, and like that shocking turn. And then him coming, like pulling out his badge, being like, I wasn't here. Like that was so cool. I loved that part. And then obviously Sam Neill's character, like
I was just about to say.
Yeah, that was devastating. Like
sometimes the way his face kind of looked and the soundtrack behind Sam Neill's character, for a little bit I was like, is he the saboteur? Like is he sabotaging things? Like I was like, no, but there was a little bit inside of me that kind of thought it was maybe him. And then when he got shot, I was like, not only was I really sad that he died, because he just wanted to go to Montana and have a pickup truck and just have like, he was so excited for an American life.
Yeah.
Like I was sad that he died, and then I was also sad that
you doubted him.
That I doubted him too. I was just like, dang it, that's like double sad.
I did not doubt him. I'm just gonna put that out there.
No, you're a better person than me.
Like throughout the story, Sean Connery's character was having to do some pretty tight maneuvers on everything. And it was just all really about his crew trusting him. And I definitely felt that was Sam Neill. Like he was blindly following him and doing what he needed to do. So
no, I mean, in the end, he was an absolute excellent, right-hand man.
Yeah,
like,
and
he couldn't have had anyone better.
Stepped in front of that bullet.
Yeah.
So that was sad.
That was super sad.
Yeah.
So, but I mean, just overall, the complexity of this, like, I mean, not necessarily of the movie, even though it was, but just the situations in the movie. The fact, like you said, like Sean Connery had to navigate this while tricking his own crew, and Jack had to navigate this while not letting the Russians onto their plan, or navigating, other American forces that weren't believing him or something. There was just so much like red tape that everyone had to work through for this to work perfectly, and they did it. And even when things kind of detoured or went off the rails or something, like they figured out what they needed to do next and they got it done.
Yeah.
So this was a thoroughly enjoyable movie. Like we said earlier, it's not like your typical like action movie where you're just like seeing a bunch of stuff blow up the entire time. But at no point in this movie was I bored.
No, I feel like I was probably squirming around more in this than a lot of movies that we've watched so far.
There was just so much at stake.
Yeah.
And so many ways it could go wrong.
Yeah.
And like only one way out of a million ways could this go right, and it did. So that was cool to witness for sure. So if you would like to see the full-length reaction to this, as well as everything else that we have reacted to, the link to our Patreon is in the description. If you would like to interact with us on any other types of social media, all of those links are in the description as well. And with that, peace everyone.
Bye.
Bye.